Hi, Rocco.
Hi, Phil.
What was the thinking of Pablo 1, Sonny 2 versus the reverse?
Well, they're both excellent pitchers and excellent options. I didn't actually really think I had to spend a lot of time comparing each one of them. Pablo's been pitching ahead of Sonny on the calendar since opening day. Instead of reshuffling everything in September and complicating their lives, I figured just let these guys stay on schedule and keep pitching. And the way it played out, I thought played out pretty well.
Dope.
How are you feeling about where the guys with some uncertainty where they worked out today?
Well, I think they've all made a lot of progress. I'm not going to actually discuss each and every one of them and just exactly where they sit and just how likely they are to play this week and beyond this week. One, I don't have every single one of those answers as we sit here right now. We have a pretty good idea, but we don't have that completely figured out just because we still have more time to make decisions. So I know that's a topic that a lot of people probably are interested in, who's playing, but we're going to set our lineup tomorrow when we hit that deadline, and we'll know the answers then.
Betsy.
We talk a lot about player postseason experience, but for you, having been through this 2 times now, what do you feel like you've learned, about the challenges of managing in the postseason?
Well, I think the emotion in the postseason is certainly probably one of the biggest differences in every single regard. And I feel it too. You hit the postseason, you play these games that are of enormous importance. We basically work our entire lives in a lot of ways to get to this point to play these games. And these are games you want to tap into all of your experiences, everything you know, to succeed. And it means a lot in every direction. For myself as a player, coach, and now manager, having seen how these things play out in every direction. You feel it more. You feel these games more than any other game you're going to play. So that's the way that I interpret these games. Once things start rolling in your direction, you win your first game, and then you move on from there. Truly, anything is possible. I've seen it happen. I've been a part of it. But you want to start off good, and you want to go out there and play a good ball game and win your first game right off the bat. And that's our job tomorrow.
Audra.
How unique and fortunate of a position do you feel like you and your team are in right now, given the combination of the rookies you have that are contributing the way they are, with the amount of playoff experience, even World Series experience you have in the clubhouse? Yeah,
it's actually a fun topic for me to talk about because our young players that came in, they re-energized our group in so many ways. Maybe even woke me up in a lot of ways too. The Eddie Julian factor. They all fall under the umbrella. I think you could probably call it the Royce factor or the Wallner. We could call it whatever you want. But these guys did a lot for our club, and then we also have some serious veteran presence and experience on our club too. So we got a little bit of everything. I don't think you can label our group something and it encompasses everyone. I like It's a well-rounded group that offers a lot of different things. So our rookies have certainly put us here. I don't think we're sitting here without the performances by those guys. And now they get their first experience playing in these big games too. So after today, they're not playoff rookies anymore.
Hazel, on your right, Rock.
Hazel May with Sportsnet. Rocco, in a short series, do you find yourself trying to strike a balance between managing aggressively or not changing what's been working for you?
Well, I actually talked to our club today about a few different things. One thing I mentioned to them was we're going to stick with what we know and stick with what we do in a lot of different ways. in playoff environments, we're going to find ways to get our high leverage relievers in the game. That's not a secret or anything like that. But we're going to find ways to get those guys in certain situations. You're able to kind of pack your bullpen with a lot of really good arms. So I think as the series goes on, we're going to find ways to get them in there. Really, other than maybe some pitching decisions. I mean, all that said, we're going to ride Pablo and Sonny. Those guys have pitched us to this point, so we're going to let them go out there and do their jobs too. But besides some what I would just call some pitching decisions that may look a little different than what we've typically done, I think we're going to operate very similarly.
Alden, back right.
Hey, Rocco, Alden Gonzalez, ESPN. What were your expectations of Willie Castro and how he fit on your roster when the season began, and what has he meant to the trajectory of your team this year?
So, have I told the story about Treehouse Brewery and meeting my buddies this offseason to you guys at any point? Yeah, did I tell you that, Aaron? Okay, we'll tell the story. So we were talking to Willie Castro this offseason and his agent, and we were excited about bringing him in. We had seen him a lot with Detroit, and so Jeremy Zoll called me, one of our assistant general managers, and said, "Hey, can you give Willie a call today?" So I'm like, "Well, I'm meeting my buddies at Treehouse Brewery in Charlton. I'm driving up there and having a couple beers and relaxing, and later on in the afternoon heading home." And so I went and had a couple beverages. It was a good day. And then I call Willie, and I'm expecting this long conversation about all kinds of things. And I said, "Listen, man, I think you can really help us." And I said, he was a non-roster invite to camp. And, talked to him about a few things. Maybe a minute I was on the phone with him. I was expecting something longer. He was very to the point. He said, "Yeah, that sounds good." He was signed soon after. He shows up to camp, and he has been a revelation for us, to be honest. And we've asked him to do virtually everything you could ask a player to do, and he's done everything at a very high level. He's been one of our MVPs this year, is what he's been. So, you put him in the infield, you put him in the outfield. He's been an exceptional base runner. He's stolen 30-some-odd bases, and the at-bats have been awesome from both sides of the plate. So, he's been, I expected a lot from him, but we've gotten so much more than we ever could have hoped for. And I think I'm lucky he wanted to come play here because he had a choice as far as what he was going to do. So it's worked out really good, I think, for everybody.
Any others for Rocco?
If Treehouse Brewery gets mentioned on ESPN, do you ever have to pay for it?
It's good stuff, so I probably will still have to pay for it. Yeah. Nice spot.
I think that's a good place to end it. Thank you, Rocco.
You got it. Thanks, guys.